Chances are you don't know them. You probably also don't know all they've done for our community.
But they are one of the area's most vital organizations, Senior Services of Wichita. And Susan and I are so excited to be able to introduce to you the Building for the Boomers and Beyond campaign.
Senior Services of Wichita is a private, not-for-profit organization that has been part of our community since 1968. It is operated out of the old Orthodox Church and School in the historic Delano District since 1991.
You're probably familiar with Senior Services' flagship program, Meals on Wheels. That's just one of 9 programs that Senior Services provides to over 9,000 seniors in our community, from as young as 55 up to and past the age of 100.
It's the phone calls I get. I'm at home. I lost my wife a year or 2 years ago. I'm by myself. I really feel like I need to get out and be with people. And so I invite them down so I can talk to them about our center. And when they come, they're excited, but not always can we match right now what their needs are. Maybe they've worked all their life and they didn't develop a hobby, so they're not really into physical activity. Maybe they didn't learn how to play cards or bridge. So dominoes is one of the choice, our library, our book club. So I just offer all kinds of things.
Each program is instrumental in keeping community health care costs down and quality of living up by allowing our seniors to stay active, engaged, and enabling them to continue living in their own homes.
The plans that have been drawn up to make the Building for Boomers and Beyond campaign a reality are inspiring. But the reality of the actual condition of the Senior Services building is anything but inspiring. We all know that as we age, things don't work quite like they used to.
This building serves more than 3,000 people each year. It can't continue to operate and provide this much needed help without drastic improvements to this wonderful building that is well over a half-century old.
In just the past 3 years alone, Senior Services has spent over $118,000 in repairs and maintenance. And with leaking roofs, water leaks, and more, including the need for a much larger kitchen to prepare meals, the demand for more food will only continue to make those costs rise.
Your telephone number so they can contact you about your application.
And then there's the computer lab. It's another big problem. It's not nearly large enough. And like other important services like the driving classes, the computer lab is located on the 2nd floor. The improvements to the building will allow for all of the services to be on the ground floor. Just the mere fact that our seniors won't have to navigate the stairs would be a much needed improvement.
This is the sample of the wool tag that'll be the workshop for tomorrow.
Many of the rooms are too small and overcrowded. In fact, they frequently have to turn groups away. It's way past time to restore and rebuild.
That's where you and the Building for the Boomers and Beyond campaign can help. It started with a generous gift from the Wallace Foundation to modernize the facility and to make it much more efficient for everyone.
The need and the cost for what Senior Services provide will only continue to go up. Let's talk about just 3 of the largest programs: Meals on Wheels, Senior Employment, and the Downtown Senior Center.
Now let's look at the kitchen. The Meals on Wheels staff arrives at 5 a.m. each weekday morning to begin preparing meals for 900 people. An amazing group of 50 to 70 volunteers not only deliver these nutritious meals,
Good morning, Mildred.
they also provide a safety check for those who are homebound and isolated.
Or when you volunteer for something like this, you meet a lot of people. And the recipients of your meals, you can help. And you meet a lot of volunteers who are very nice people, very giving.
Yes, programs like Meals on Wheels saves local taxpayers more than $4 million a year. But when you realize that for some seniors, their Meals on Wheels volunteer might be the only person they see all day, it becomes clear we're talking about saving a lot more than just tax dollars.
Yes, I look forward to him coming all the time. And I miss him when he doesn't.
As you can see, this kitchen was not designed for this kind of undertaking. Freezer and storage space, along with the prep area, are extremely limited. That will all change with the renovated building.
We expect triple the capacity with the new kitchen. Right now, with our limitations in storage, we're unable to really buy much in bulk, and clearly you'll save a lot of money if you're able to do that and able to prep more food and not have to buy food already chopped, vegetables that are already ready to go, and salads.
An offshoot of the Meals on Wheels program is the roving pantry. This program allows thousands of our neighbors who can't get to the grocery store to stay in their homes and remain independent. The roving pantry delivers seniors groceries right to their door.
I'm a client of Roving Pantry and also of Meals on Wheels, and I find them very helpful to me. They enable me to maintain my independence since I'm unable to get out and get my groceries. So I don't know what I would ever do without them.
Ruth Ann is just one example. There are thousands more. Just think how critical your participation in the Building for the Boomers and Beyond campaign is. And there's more.
Over the years, I've met a lot of business people, and you wouldn't believe how many of them say the same thing. I can't find the right people to get the job done. And I tell them, you're looking in the wrong place.
Now, here's a list of some of the jobs that we have for this week.
Did you know that Senior Services Senior Employment Program is recognized by the Wichita Business Journal as one of the top 5 placement agencies in the city? Last year alone, Senior Services placed almost 700 job seekers in a business or in-home setting, and they are getting the job done.
Well, it was the Downtown Senior Center that was really instrumental in my finding this place. I would not have been able to have found this work otherwise.
This is Mary Hargis. She was forced to leave her teaching career early to take care of her mother. By the time she was able to return to work, there was no work to be found.
I did look for quite a long time, and I certainly interviewed a lot. I wrote my resume out over and over again, and I feel very fortunate to have found BITCO through the Senior Center. I wouldn't be here otherwise.
I think that number of people, older people looking for work, is going to grow. Having a larger computer lab, right now we have 6, we want to go to 12 or 15, will allow us to train more of them, because we know that looking for a job is quite different than when I was out there. Everything's online. They have to go online to find out what's available, and they have to apply online. And we're still seeing people in this age group that haven't had a lot of computer experience and don't know how to use the internet. So that's really important, that we make sure they have the skills to help them be successful in their job search.
Of course, it's not all work at the Senior Services Center. There's a lot of fun going on around here.
You ever heard of pickleball? Don't try to take on the guys who play on this court. After developing a major cardiac blockage, Hank Blaze discovered pickleball, a game played several times each week at all the senior centers.
About 6 months after I'd been playing, I'd lost 25 pounds. I went back to my cardiologist. All my numbers were good. He says, "What have you been doing?" I said, "Playing pickleball." Of course, he says, "What's that?" And so I told him. He said, "Well, just keep it up." So I have kept it up. And it was all because of pickleball. I don't do anything else. So I felt pretty good about that. And that's really made me a believer in pickleball for health reasons. Well, there's a lot more to a senior center than just thinking of old people having something to do. You know, it is so helpful in more ways than you could ever imagine. And it just keeps one active, keeps their minds active. And it's just so beneficial in so many ways.
We've shown you the state of the Senior Services building. You've had a chance to listen to some of the seniors and to the volunteers. Now is time for us to help.
Unfortunately, time is a common theme here. This wonderful facility is suffering from what time can do.
There are so many incredible people giving their valuable time to these programs.
For those of us who have been truly fortunate in our lives, the time is now.
Please join us in the Building for the Boomers and Beyond campaign.
And thank you for your time and your generosity.